These boats didn't need it open, but it was that tanker that they opened it for.
God damn it. Yeah, that's much better. Alright, so just say your name and where we at.
I'm Brian Butler, and we're here on the Venetian Causeway, beautiful Miami, Florida. The bridge is up because a tanker just went by.
Cool. So, talking about drawing, what was like the first spark in your life that made you, oh, I can draw, or I want to draw when you were a kid? Or
I think I got drawn to drawing the same way everybody gets drawn to drawing. Like, you start as a kid, you know, take an art class or something, and I guess the difference is that rather than splitting off and like pursuing something else, I just stuck with the drawing stuff. So no sports or anything, just draw pictures.
what was your favorite thing to draw when you were a kid?
The best thing to draw when I was a kid was like a lot of superheroes. Like, I would try and stay in from recess. I was like a little kid. I'd try to stay in from recess and like just hang out and draw. Like, when it would rain and like everyone had to stay indoors, that was like my favorite, because I'd be drawing and like everybody else would be like bummed that they couldn't like play kickball or something. But like the drawing stuff evolved from like, it was just always copying whatever was like cool around. So like as a kid, it'd be like drawing superheroes or whatever, and monster trucks. I definitely wanted to be a monster truck driver for a long time, and that turned into like copying like album art. Like, I definitely drew like every album that I thought was rad at one point or another. Like, I definitely had like drawings of like Korn albums and Limp Bizkit albums, and like whatever, as things evolved like into like Operation Ivy, like that dude like smashing through and stuff. So yeah, just copying stuff that I thought was rad.
What music you grow up on?
I grew up on like, I was the older sibling, so like I didn't have someone older than me to be like, hey, this is cool, check out this cool thing. So I was navigating it myself a little bit. I definitely grew up with like a crew of kids that were very much into hip hop, and another crew of kids that were very much into like everything that was like on Ozfest. So I sort of navigated between those waters, and then started dating a girl who's like very much into punk rock and ska and stuff. And then that heavily influenced what I was into. And then that turned into like appreciating like hardcore more, like particularly Boston hardcore and like metal stuff like Converge and like American Nightmare and stuff. And then that sort of branched into like being very much into like noise things, or like noisier things like The Locust or like Daughters. And I don't know, between all those things I feel like I sort of charted a lot of water.
So Miami, would you consider Miami home already? How long
I've been in Miami for like 6 years now, and it's where I tell people I'm from at this point. Like, I'm from Massachusetts originally, and like I still go there pretty frequently and like have like a good rapport with folks up there. But Miami's sort of my spot right now. Like, I don't have a car, I ride my bike everywhere, and it's going to be unfortunate because the street that we're on right now is going to be closing up because of some construction. I guess that bridge that was just up is all messed. So I'm not going to be able to take this for like a year, and I'll be venturing on this crazy path over here. But Miami's home right now, and it's going to be for the foreseeable future, like until it's underwater, I guess. It's just beautiful. Like, I can't compare like my commute from like Miami Beach over to whatever I'm doing like in Little Haiti or Wynwood or whatever to
You're always on bike.
Have anywhere else.
You're always on bike, right?
My bike is my car. So anytime I want to get anywhere, I gotta take the bike. But I mean, it's not bad at all. Like, Florida's flat, super easy to ride. I'm super stoked on like riding through like the hot weather. Today's beautiful. It's like nice and cool. There's a good breeze. Not too hard, you know? So yeah, I don't know, like Miami's a spot, and it's like a terrific place to like ride for sure.
What about, let's say Miami, it's the music scene is pretty tied up with the art scene. A lot of artists do music.
That's a good question. I think I don't know. I think the Miami in terms of like art and music is small. Like it's a major city. Like people around the world care about like what's going on in Miami. But like truthfully, it's a super small scene. I feel like everybody knows everybody. You go to like Churchill's one night and you can see like, you know, half the musicians in Miami and half of like the artists in Miami, like just hanging out and getting drinks together and maybe moshing or something, you know. Everybody knows everybody. And then like once a year, for the art, from an art perspective, you have like the world descending on the city and like all the Art Basel stuff happening. And I feel like that's like the one time of year that like what local people have been doing gets championed a little bit more and gets put in more of like a global spotlight. So I always look forward to that every year. Also, there's like the Winter Music Conference stuff, so like that's when all like the DJs descend on Miami. I think that's like another fun time to be around. Check out all like the raver kids, going to Ultra and all that. And yeah, I don't know, it's a good scene. I mean, I feel like people are supportive of one another. I've talked to people from other cities and they talk about how like segregated things are. If you go to like Austin, Texas or New York or something like that, like you're not gonna see like the crusty kids hanging with like the metal-y kids or whatever. Like certainly not like hip-hop kids like hanging out with other stuff, you know, like everything's super segregated. And I feel like when you're doing something rad here, like people take notice and like will support just because like we're sort of geographically isolated and like people don't want to come down to do like one show that they're not so sure about and then turn around and go back up, you know. So we support one another.
Any Miami?
We have a boat coming by, so it's gonna be weird to hear stuff on your audio.
True. See, that's Miami.
Beautiful Miami lady right there. Look at that ass.
Miami
Ass
lady.
steamboat.
Yeah. Those are the real tourists. Favorite Miami act?
Favorite Miami act?
Act, like music, artists.
Damn, man, there's a lot of good Miami acts.
Let's say favorite show to draw.
That's a hard one, man. Even favorite show to draw is like, that's hard, man. Favorites are hard. I mean, it's always a pleasure to go to Churchill's and to see whatever's going on there. I'm a fan of going to, you know, I bring in some house shows from time to time. Last night was, or 2 nights ago was Awkward Kisser's last show, which was splendid. Like, homeboy had like the bullhorn halfway through and was like just like playing the feedback off the bullhorn and like kids. I think it was during their set that they had like this like vote no on number 2, like do not legalize marijuana sign got thrown into the audience and kids were like moshing over the do not legalize pot sign. I don't know, like that spot.
Churches mainly.
Churchill's is a magical place. Like, there's not many places that you can go elsewhere in the country where like homeboy can roll up on his like motorcycle and just peel out for like 15 minutes and just fishbowl the entire place with smoke, you know? Like, it's kind of lawless in that regard. So shows there are terrific. I think because this is like a good sort of trade show city, like we'll have people pop up and do like a little like weekend. Like we had Jay Dilla weekend at the beginning of the year, which was like terrific on like the hip hop front. I saw Joey Badass and like this DJ Kitchenada. Like it was, that stuff is like on point too, and I'm happy that it happens here. It's sort of comparing apples to oranges though. It's difficult to say like what the thing is. Like acts that are great, like Nunhex is amazing. Like I'm a big fan of Snakehole. I think Otto Von Scratch is the shit. Like bring like the Bermuda Triangle weirdness to Miami, and that like taps into the you know, like the art thing too. Just like you can, I don't know where I'm going with that, but yeah, just like Wastelands is sick. I don't know, there's like Psychic Mirrors. Love the Psychic Mirrors. I saw them perform at the PAM, which was rad. Can you see the PAM from here? It's on the other side of that bridge. I don't know.
No.
Good stuff happening.
That's cool. Any future projects or future targets for you with the upper hand and with your?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. I think something funny that I did a little while ago was I painted this big mural on the side of Kill Your Idol on Miami Beach, and it turns out we didn't have permission to paint that mural, and that was during Art Basel, so that was like about 6 months ago at this point. And what ended up happening was this week we got hit up like, hey, this is the city of Miami Beach. Can you take that mural down? So it's either gonna get painted over or we're gonna have like a party or something to pay the fines that they're charging so we can have an appeal to be like, can we just keep it up? In my opinion, it's better than the thing that was up there before. So like, I have a feeling that we'll get leeway and they'll be like, all right, cool. Like the palette is like very much like Art Deco, pastels and everything. Like it's not like we weren't like kind of considerate to the surroundings. So yeah, so that will be a fun thing. We'll tell Miami Beach to keep the mural up. And then, I don't know, like I bounce around a lot for shows too. So like, I'm gonna go to New York in a little bit and try and draw at Governor's Ball. I'm gonna go to Tennessee for Bonnaroo and draw at that. So it's nice. Like, I feel like if I can kind of build the audience of people who check out the drawings like nationally, then it benefits the stuff locally too. Because like, if they're checking out like my Tumblr or my website with all the drawings, like, rad, there's Kanye, rad, there's Bjork, and then like, who the hell is Nunhex? Like, all right, cool. And like, it gets to Google and people check shit out, you know? So I don't know. That's what's coming up, I suppose.
Cool. Well,
and taking detours. Longer bike rides is coming up.
Thank you, and you're on No Work TV.
Yeah, No Work TV. Bogdan, forever.